This is the brand new Samsung S24FE, which in many ways is a pretty big upgrade over the S23FE and the closest FE to the S series lines of phones. But is it really? Let's find out. I'm Upwards and welcome to another day in the life with me. So, the S24FE in many ways is an evolved fan edition, with almost the same chipset from the regular S24 series. It's now got a bigger display than the S23FE at 6.7 inches, along with a bigger battery, which was one of the key weaknesses of the S23FE. At first glance, it looks almost exactly like the S24 Plus, but with the same camera setup as the S23FEs. With a launch price of $650 US, it seems like a reasonable deal. But we're going to be putting that to the test to see how good the S24FE really is. We're going to be testing out the performance, the display, the cameras, and most importantly the battery life to see if those key weaknesses from the S23FE have been fixed in the S24FE. Currently 9:34, our battery percentage is at 96%. Currently it's the last week of university, so I'm going to go back to study and see how this phone can keep up with me. Thank you. Bro, this guy wearing the exact same outfit I am wearing. How's it even possible?
I don't know, I think he's copying me, bro.
Hi, Izzy.
Hello.
How does this guy wear the same outfit I'm wearing? This is crazy.
No, you guys just telepathically linked, I guess. I don't know.
Alright, so I've arrived here on campus and currently it is now 10:07. The battery percentage is at 91%. Let's quickly talk about the display on the S24FE. So the S24FE's display has been upgraded from the S23FE from a 6.4 inch to a 6.7 inch AMOLED display. Now it's pretty similar to the S23FE. We still have the same resolution, it's Full HD Plus, and it does still have HDR10 Plus certification, which is great to see. The brightness has also been increased from a peak brightness of, I think it was 1400 nits to now 1900 nits at peak brightness. Peak brightness does not indicate how bright the actual whole display can get. That only refers to parts of the display's peak brightnesses. So the actual amount of nits on high brightness mode is a little less than 1900. But still great to see that on this kind of phone that you're gonna get some good brightness. And so far it's been pretty usable to see in most lighting conditions. Now a few things that separated from the S24 Plus is that we do have an uneven bezel around the whole phone. The bezels are about 2 millimeters thick, but on the bottom, the chin is slightly more thicker than the rest of the phone. We also only have Full HD Plus and we're at 385 pixels per inch compared to the S24 Plus with QHD resolution. Along with that, we don't have any LTPO technology, so this phone can dynamically refresh between 120 Hz to 60 Hz. So having 120 Hz is great, but it won't give you that 1 Hz refresh rate to save on battery life. Finally, they have actually improved the display to Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, which isn't as great as the Victus Plus 2 on S24 Plus, but it is definitely a big step up from the S23FE, which was using Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which was even a big step backwards from the S21FE for some strange reason. But altogether, this display is really nice and looks great in pretty much any lighting condition. But overall, I would say that this gets an A- grade because it has pretty much all the essential features that you need from a phone at this price point. Alright, time to get some study done. Okay, so it is currently 10:56. Battery percentage is at 88%. And is heading to training now.
Oh, it's a vlog. Girl, data. You want to say something to our Sri Lankan audience again? Oh, Sri Lankan audience. Oh, Vanakal. I don't know Sinhalese. I know Tamil. Vanakal. Nalla irukeenga. Next year vandu paaka. My beta. My beta. My beta.
Alright, so quick update. So it's currently 12:55. Our battery percentage is at 82%. Now let's talk about the performance on the Samsung S24FE. So the Samsung S24FE is equipped with the Exynos 2400E, which is actually the only chipset they're using across every Samsung S24FE regardless of your region. Usually in past years, they would have split the FE into two different versions, the Snapdragon and Exynos variants, but this year is only Exynos. And also, this is the first time where Samsung is actually using the same chip, but underclocked. Usually the FE is always equipped with the exact same chipset, but this time we're getting the E version, which is a slightly underclocked version of the regular Exynos 2400. Now, so far, the performance here has actually been really rock solid. Everything operates really smoothly and is really quick and seamless on this device. There isn't really any hiccups, and as you would expect from a flagship chipset, the performance here is really good. In fact, I don't really think there's too many differences between this and the regular Exynos 2400. Maybe the CPU performance at peak might not be as sustained as the regular 2400, but so far this is actually pretty much almost exactly the same kind of experience you get from the regular S24s. It does get a bit warm, and even though they say there is a slightly bigger vapor chamber, it really isn't doing that well at dissipating heat as much as I would expect, so it does get a little bit toasty under load. Another thing to note is that this only comes with 8GB of RAM. There's no 12GB variants for the S24FE, so this might not be as future-proof as the S24 Plus, but it's still decent enough to do pretty much any task you would need to get done on here. And with 7 years of software support, this would definitely last you a long time. But altogether, using this for social media, using it for all my daily tasks, this has been a breeze. It crunches through everything. There's not much reloading, and you can also multitask pretty easily on this phone here. So overall, I'll give the performance on the S24FE an A. Alright, now I've got an interview for an internship coming up, so I'm gonna head over there to the office now. Alright, so just finished my interview. I think it went pretty well, but I'll hear next week whether I get it or not. But even if I get it, I'm not too sure if I can do it because I have a pretty busy summer ahead, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now I guess I'm gonna test out the cameras on the S24FE. Let's take some photos. This year, the S24FE gets the same set of cameras from the S23FE, which in all honesty is quite similar to the S21FE and the S20FE. A 50MP main, a 10MP ultra-wide, and an 8MP telephoto, along with a 10MP selfie camera. However, what sets apart the S24FE is the image processing, which Samsung claims to be far superior with its new chipset. And it actually is far more superior. You can see in each of these photos the amount of details, dynamic range, and color are really impressive. Even for the lower res telephoto and ultra-wide, these photos look really good. The selfie camera also does an excellent job at keeping a nice dynamic range with great detail. Alright, it's a little bit boring taking photos in here, so I'm gonna go back to uni and ask one of my friends to help me take some photos. Hello, I'm here with Beats. She's gonna help me model. Let's take some photos. Moving to more challenging environments, all three sensors do a great job at keeping dynamic range between shadows and highlights, which is very impressive. Details, sharpness, and overall colors are top-notch. Now this time around, the S24FE can now shoot up to 8K 30fps, like the rest of the S24 series, and all the cameras can shoot at up to 4K 60fps. It also has optical image stabilization, as you can see, so it's pretty good right now, and it's giving me pretty good detail. So overall on the video side, it's pretty good. Overall, the photos taken on the S24FE are seriously impressive and are a massive step away from the A-series line of phones and pretty close to the S24s. However, the video capability isn't quite as impressive, and the lack of resolution on the secondary sensors is a bit of a letdown. Altogether, the cameras on the S24FE deserve a B+ grade. Okay, so wrapped up taking some photos. It's currently 3 o'clock, and our battery percentage is at 68%. So far so good. It does get a bit toasty, but the brightness has been actually pretty good in direct sunlight, so pretty cool so far. But we'll get some more study done. Let's keep going.
Hello, it's Rachel. You want to speak to my Malaysian audience? You can speak to my Malaysian audience. Apa khabar? Okay. Mike. Broken laptop. Oh my goodness.
Because I see
You can't even open it. Okay, I'll see you later. Good luck.
Okay, alright, let's talk about some of the features and the design of the S24FE. So starting off with the design, it's pretty similar to the S24 line of phones, except we don't have a frosted glass back. So it does feel a bit more slippery and does pick up a few more fingerprints, but with this color, you can't really see those fingerprints, which is quite a nice touch. Features-wise, we do have stereo speakers, IP68 water and dust resistance. We also do get a fingerprint scanner, although it's not optical, so it's a little bit more slower, but still gets the job done pretty easily and still pretty quick. We also do have USB Type 3.2 on the port, so you get some pretty fast transfer speeds, and we also have wireless charging as per the usual FE specs. Now talking about Galaxy AI, which is one of the headlining features for this phone, we get the full Galaxy suite of AI features. So go to search, translation, all of this is on this phone, and it works pretty well. I mean, we've had about a year since the S24 came out to get all of those features nailed down, and they work perfectly fine on this phone. It also makes this phone one of the cheaper Samsung phones to get AI-enabled features. So this makes this phone even more attractive if you're looking at getting those AI features on a cheaper phone. So altogether, the features and the design of this phone are pretty good, even though it's a little bit boring and it looks pretty much like any other Samsung phone. And the feature set on this phone is actually pretty loaded, and for this price, pretty good value. So for the feature side, I would give this phone an A-grade rating. Now I'm about to head home, and I'll talk to you guys when I get home to talk about the battery performance. Alright, so we have finally reached the end of my day in my life with this Samsung S24FE, and now it's time to take a look at the battery performance and kind of wrap up my thoughts on this device for today. So currently it is 7:31 and our battery percentage is at 41%. We have a screen on time of 2 hours and 36 minutes and a screen off time of 8 hours and 12 minutes for today. It's pretty good, but it's not the best. And a lot of other phones out there, they have a better screen on time to percentage ratio. However, I will note that I have been using this phone pretty intensely throughout the day, and it was at maximum brightness for most of the day, but I'll still give this a B rating. So kind of wrapping up my final thoughts on the phone, let's start off with the display. We do get a really nice 6.7-inch 120Hz refresh rate display, and that really pushes out some really nice colors. And with a pretty high peak brightness, this display is pretty usable in pretty much any condition, and I didn't have any trouble looking at the display in direct sunlight. Performance-wise, we get pretty much the exact same chip that you find on the S24 series, except it's slightly limited. However, you really don't see those limitations in real-life usage, and I found that there was pretty much nothing that this phone could not do. Everything was super smooth and seamless, so for the performance side, I don't see an issue here, and I think it's about flagship worthy. Cameras wise, we do get a really nice triple camera setup. However, they're not the highest resolution. However, they do push us some really nice colors, details, and dynamic range, although it is relying mostly on processing power rather than actual camera hardware, since it is using the same set of cameras on the S23FE. Moving on to the features and design, we do have quite a nice design that matches the rest of the S24 series. However, it is starting to look a bit more boring, but at least there are some nice colors. Features wise, we get all of the Galaxy AI suite, so that's pretty awesome. For a phone of this price to get all of those cool AI features, that is a pretty good deal. So altogether, this phone gets a B+ rating. If you're thinking about getting the S24FE at its current retail price, I would say it's still a little bit high for what you're getting, but knowing Samsung is definitely going to get discounted. So if you can get it around $600 or less, I would say it's a pretty good deal. Alright, so that's the end of my day in the life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if this helped you, consider subscribing to this channel. I'm Upwards, and I'll see you guys in the next video.